Okay, this is a video for the LinSoul BLD 150 ohm earbuds. See the coil stuff going on? Cable is very nice. When I can do that, I take pictures mostly in the winter time because I'm more indoors, and I do photos where I'm like facing the twist, and in the background I got Hawaiian stuff because this is like a Hawaiian themed room. So I could totally do pictures with this thing. It's very nice. The quality of the This is balance termination, which is awesome. Balance is not something I ever really want to get into with you guys. There's more power out of balanced. That's it. Don't need to talk about anything else. Power is dynamics, and dynamics is power for me. Gives me that room to play with stuff or not play with stuff. I don't need to get with EQs if I've got enough power most of the time. That's a nice, good quality balance termination. The cable is quite nice. Goes into a split. It's got no markings. It does actually. Okay. There we go. And then it's got a slider that's pretty loose. I don't know that this would be very effective actually. I personally don't care. If you're like a slider person, that might be a group of subset of people. You might not be pleased with the chin slider. I think the cable's dope though. I think I developed a opinion about earbuds because I liked the Venture Electronics, but I thought they were lacking. This was the Monk Plus, I think. I think they were lacking some detail because I was comparing them with IEMs, and most recently was the BGVD. God, is that the name of them? Like the Bell earbuds, and they were too big to get a good fit. I put a filter cover. I put a cover over a cover, and then I'm changing the sound, and it still doesn't fit. And I thought, man, this just isn't my niche. Got these, thought this isn't going to work out well, but I've already kind of stated my preference for IEMs and put these in, and these actually sound quite pleasant. These sound nice. There's an emphasis in the bass. Let me use the exact album that I came with that one on. Police, Ghost in the Machine. This is a DSD. Spirits in the Material World, first track on the album. Again, DSD, do you believe in it? I don't care if you do or not. It's a good quality file, and I give up a ton of space to have DSDs. So it's not lacking. Does it make a benefit? Don't know. It's certainly not lacking. The bass line of this on these sounds a little, I would call these bassy. These are not without bass at all. If you put your finger over these vents right here, then you would drop the bass. You can hear. So if you wanted to modify the bass a little, you could maybe cover one of these and not the other, and maybe reduce the bass, because they do sound slightly bassy. That having been said, the mids, unlike most of the earbuds I've heard, actually sound good. And the treble sounds good on something like this, and on the one that I was just looking at, which was Pink Floyd, Animals. This is a DSD as well, I believe. Yeah, it is. Listening to Pig's 3 different ones, it sounded really good. I prefer stuff where I can get the full seal and IM, but there's a lot of people out there that really love their earbuds. I would probably say out of the buds that I've had in my possession, including the VE Monk Plus, I would probably like these the best because the V doesn't. This sounds more like an L. The mids and the trebles sound reasonable. I'm not getting the scooped mids and then piercing treble and thumping bass. I'm getting bass that might be bleeding into the mids slightly, mids that sound good. Not okay. They actually sound good, and the treble is not offensive. And I don't mind hot treble, but this is not offensive at all. So I would consider this to be something that sounds like an L, with a fabulous cable. These go for approximately $39, I believe, if you're into earbuds and like an L sound, like the bass. I think the thing that seems to lack on earbuds, this is my not really super experienced with earbuds opinion, there seems to be, because of the lack of seal that you get with these, that bass will be something that you're going to lose out on. And you know that in the hobby. This is maybe tuned to compensate for that because it does sound bassy, but again, the mids don't sound bad, which is like a deal breaker for me. And the treble sounds good. These would be something that I would use. And I'm a cable slut. I'm a cable whore. I love cables. This is a very dope cable. I love when cables will go back into their natural snake mode. Because if I take a picture or something, who cares? Man, every little bit has a little bit of value to somebody if you're into looking at your cables and you like that kind of stuff, and I do. This is quite a very fine cable, very, very nice indeed. Would I rec these? If you're a fan of earbuds and you find that sometimes you don't get enough bass, I would rec you get these. If you find it to be too bassy, then you've got options with the two vents that are very simple. You could just cover it and then reduce the bass. You can do it with your fingers. It's clearly dropping the bass. So bass is not a problem with these. Clarity in the mids doesn't seem to be it, except for the very early mids where male vocals, lower male vocals maybe. Not enough to annoy me or think that these are not even reasonable, which is what the bell shape by the BGVD or BVGD or whatever the company's name is, ABCDFG. I knew that I would not use those no matter what. If I was taking a long plane trip, I'd use whatever the plane gave me. I would use these if I went on a long trip. They're visually appealing. Price is reasonable. Build quality seems outstanding. The genres that I listen to, I prefer some bass. I might find myself playing with the vents, though. So, do I rec them? To people that like earbuds, I do. To people that use IEMs, you're used to getting a full seal. Negotiating what you get with IEMs is not something I'm going to rec that you do. You do that at your own pace. If you want to get into the earbud game, I don't know that these wouldn't be a first good try. They sound good to me on good files with going out of balanced. And again, this is balanced terminated 2.5. I believe it comes with 3.52, but they sent me balanced, so I was very stoked. These can be used. So if you like earbuds, I would recommend these because I like bass, and if you watch my channel, I'm assuming you do too. If you're not into earbuds but you want to take a plunge, watch somebody else's channel and get a better library of reference that they have, because mine's not as big as some other people's. I like them. But I'm a cable slut. This cable is dope. The connection is dope. The quality of the whole thing is very nice. I don't have a box with it because it didn't come with a box. So, and there's another set. They sent me two by accident, or they'll contact me. But these have red covers on them. But these have red covers inside. So it's a difference between this. This is also balanced termination. So it's not like they sent me one single end and one balance. I don't know what the other one's about. If I find out it's different, I'll go ahead and review it separately. But I have two. That's so that if they watch this video, they know that I'm saying, yeah, I know you sent me two, and there's two. Put that to the side now. Very quick thing. Patreon is up. Patreon, I'm going to go ahead and go through and do that. One of the things, I'm just going to give you guys a little preview. This is a set that you might not be aware of. This is a discontinued, released only in Japan. It's called the XB90EX, and it was one of my favorite all-time IEMs ever done, ever. And I sent them to Michigan so that Patera could try them. I didn't send them to be modified. I sent them so that he could try them. And he tried them, and he liked them. And he went ahead and created what is probably the only set in the world professionally done, obviously. He used the stands and everything from the Sony and just ran the wire in. It's left, right, correct. I've checked it. It's an absolutely beautiful set. It's got a weird metallic bluish color. And this would be one of the ones, if you're in the under $100, these go for more than that, maybe 3 times now because they're not public anymore. But when I start to do auctions, the only Pateric thing I'll probably ever put up will be these. And this will be something that if you get it, nobody else has got this. Nobody would put the time in to crack these open and do that. But somebody out there that watches my channel might have fallen in love with these at one stage, and you now got an opportunity to get, one of a kind. And that's something that's going to be part of the first raffle, which is probably going to be in a month. I'm going to see how this thing stews, how it goes, advice about what people say you should do. Once I get that set up, I'll end up doing the first raffle. But Patreon's up, and this will be one of the, amongst the other stuff that I've got. But this is a preview of a set that some people may have never seen. You can go ahead and check XP90EX online, get a look at it. 16 millimeter. I love the tuning. It's not really bassy. It's got a very wide stage. I love stage. That's why I have the EX1000s and the MA900s. And this was a thank you by Pateric, because we were doing a lot of business back and forth at that time, and he was like, he sent it as a surprise. They're absolutely stunning in their beauty. I love them tremendously, and they are really one of a kind. There's nothing else out there that's quite like this. And someone's going to get lucky and get these for a price that's much lower than I could get on Yahoo auctions, which would be about $300. So keep your eye out. Little gems, and then all the stuff that you see on my channel. So LinSoul BLD, 150 ohm, wrecked to people who are in the earbud game, and wrecked with caution to people who are not, because I don't have enough earbuds on this channel to give a good, like, compare this to that. I think these are better than the Monk Plus. I don't even like the BGVD M3S or whatever those were called, because they don't fit. These actually do fit. These do fit in my ear, and they sound nice. And you can tune it using the vents, and there are 2 of them, and they're quite wide, so you could actually play a little bit with it if you wanted to. So, wrecked with caution for all of you, and wrecked for people that like earbuds. I think with my limited experience, that one of the issues with earbuds is because of the lack of seal is a lack of bass. That's not the problem with these. These are bassy earbuds, which is cool. I can dig that. But if I want to tone it down a little, it looks like I've got some options. So, LinSoul BLD 150 ohm. I'll go ahead and put the link under this. Thank you to the people that send this to me. Quality-wise, beautiful. Termination's absolutely fantastic. Cable is nice. It's the kind of stuff that people that make custom cables will send you. And the whole thing, just the chin slider. But I'm not a chin slider guy at all. But that doesn't seem to be really, seems a little bit loose. If you're dinging the chin slider for critique, I would think that you're kind of doing pretty good. And that's it. I'm out.